Today, I'm testing the all-new iPhone 17 Pro versus a $5,000 cinema camera. We're going to put them in real-life filmmaking scenarios, dynamic range, low light, stabilization, and even the new Telephoto camera on it. And by the end of this video, we're going to find out if this phone can replace my actual camera and be my workhorse for documentaries, events, and commercials. As you can see, this iPhone has 3 cameras. This year, they made all of them 48 megapixels, which is a good thing, but it's more of a sales tactic than like you're going to use a 48 megapixel camera at all times. Your phone will default at 24 megapixels. You can use the 48. You can just toggle it in the camera itself and you will get 48 megapixels. But the big feature that we have right now is raw recording. This is the new Apple Log 2 and it has internal raw recording through Blackmagic app or Final Cut. Before we dive into the Apple Log thing and comparing the cameras, we have a new sensor for the front-facing camera, which is an 18 megapixel square sensor. Now I'm holding the phone vertically and shooting a selfie video. I can look directly into the camera and not look into myself. I would love to pull that up next to the camera itself so I can see myself clearly. Now going into the real tests. The first one is dynamic range. I put them in the same situation, going back and forth between these cameras. For the cinema camera, I'm using a ZVE1, fully rigged. I can shoot 4K 10-bit 422 on it. I love this camera. I love this sensor, the FX6, FX3 sensor. It's amazing. These Sony cameras don't have internal raw recording. The new iPhone has internal raw recording. It's not like internal. You need an SSD to record on. You will fill up your storage real quick. I recorded 86 gigabytes of data in 24 hours. The image from the Sony camera is the typical Sony image that we know. It's a great dynamic range that we have on Sony cameras, but the iPhone was surprisingly good. Like if you're up to shooting log at all times and dealing with the big file sizes that you'll have, it is a great camera. I shot a whole trip on my iPhone 16 and I loved it. If you're shooting 4K log on this phone, even without the Blackmagic, you're going to love it. Processing of the 19 Pro is amazing. It doesn't over-process the image anymore. There is also an HDR mode, which is not log. The highlights will be properly exposed. The shadows will be properly exposed. I would prefer the off mode, and the dynamic range on the phone itself, even with off mode, is very good. Going to the Sony camera, you can create a good dynamic range. I won't say it's the best dynamic range in the market right now, but it has one of the best sensors. It's 5 years old, but it keeps up with the competition. Speaking about the cameras, if you're switching between these cameras, you'll see difference in exposure because each camera has a different iris or aperture. That's one of the things that I would love if Apple can fix it and give us like constant aperture throughout the whole system. Other than that, it is good. The telephoto lens is actually 56% larger right now than the iPhone 16 Pro. It is kind of good in good lighting. Like if you're using it in daylight, if you're using it in a well-lit situation, it's good. Other than that, there are some compromises that we will speak about in the low light section. Usually shooting in 100mm is quite hard, especially with tracking people and stuff. They have the action mode, which is like a digital stabilization. You will lose quite a bit of quality. I won't recommend using it unless you don't care about the quality of the image. Other than that, you will see some shakes in your image. Comparing that to the Sony camera, you have dynamic active stabilization on the ZVE1. That's why I chose the ZVE1 over an FX3 because the FX3 doesn't have the AI chip, which gives it the dynamic active stabilization. The dynamic active on the Sony is amazing. You are cropping on the sensor itself, but even with the crop, you won't notice a huge difference between the quality in 4K or even 1080p. While on iPhone, you will notice that there's a huge loss in quality when you're using the action mode. Use it carefully, use it in good lighting. They will tell you, like, so if you see right now, it says requires more lighting. Although I'm in a well-lit scene, I have 3 cob lights on me, and it says you need more lighting. That's how bad it is. I don't recommend using it. If you want to use that, you can just buy gimbal. Speaking about IBIS, when you're using the Apple RAW feature in Blackmagic app, first of all, you need to record to an SSD. When you choose Apple RAW HQ, it will says requires external storage. That means you cannot record it internally. You need an SSD. The second thing, it only records on the app itself. You cannot use it with the actual camera app. You can use only Apple Log, which is ProRes 10-bit 422. The third thing is that you don't have any digital stabilization. That's kind of a bummer because not having stabilization with a light phone or light device is really bad. You will have the worst jitters and shakes in the world. I would recommend using a gimbal or a tripod with this setting. And the other thing is that you cannot use any of the digital zoomed cameras. When you're using the Blackmagic app to record Apple RAW HQ externally, you can only use the 3 main lenses. You cannot go between them. There's no IBIS. You need to record externally, and the file sizes are extremely high. A couple of other features that we have: dual recording feature. You can just record yourself and whatever you're seeing, 2 cameras at a time. The problem is that it's burnt into the video. This is a recording. I'm changing this right now. I would have loved to have that when I traveled back home. I wanted to record my reaction with someone at the same time. The final thing is the low light test. I actually got the phone from Dubai Mall, unboxed it there, went out and started shooting immediately. I shot the Apple RAW HQ. I shot with the normal Apple Log 2. If you're shooting with a normal camera, you have the noise in this camera. If you're shooting RAW, you will see all the noise in the world. It's not a processed image, it's a raw image. So you have to denoise it in post-production. Going with the 1X camera, I love that it doesn't have the digital sharpening of an iPhone, so it is great. Going with the second telephoto camera, things started to go down. The telephoto camera has a small sensor compared to the 1X and compared to the full frame sensor that we're shooting with right now. Comparing an A7S III, FX3, FX6, or ZVE1 to any other camera that doesn't go up to 12,800, it is not fair to do, but I did it either way because that's my main camera and I want to know if this device will replace my camera or not. The low light performance of the iPhone with the denoise that it has itself is good. If you're shooting log, it will be a little bit noisier. If you're shooting raw, it will be just hell. The telephoto lens is extremely bad in low light. Do not use it. It has these weird artifacts on the top and bottom of the sensor. For a sensor that small, I don't think you should shoot raw at night. Leave it to the computational photography that it has and shoot with it. This is not meant to be used at night, especially the 4X camera. Now, one of the most things that I hate about the iPhone is the glaring and flaring that it has. Whenever you shoot backlit or you have a light shining on the sensor itself, it will give you this glare. It shows that this is iPhone footage. You don't see that on professional cameras. The final verdict: am I going to use it for my professional work? If I'm shooting content for YouTube, Instagram, or whatever it is, yes, I would recommend using the iPhone 17. It has a great camera. You can shoot log. You can just get rid of the sharpness that the iPhone camera adds. Is it better than last year's? Like, is it better than my iPhone 16? For me, I don't think so. It's better for me to get the Nikon ZR or get a Pixis 6K or get proper cinema camera that shoots RAW. Although I don't care about RAW right now, as long as I'm exposing my image right for what I do, for events, low light, especially with the ZVE1 and FX3, the dynamic range that it has, I would always prefer using a camera for professional work and using the iPhone for content creation because it needs a lot of storage and rigging and all of that stuff, and by that time it's better for you to just go grab an Nikon ZR or ZVE1 or even an FX3. This is a great content creation tool. You can just have it on you at all times. It's not ready yet to replace my cinema camera. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and comment down below what you want to know about next. Say congratulations to my editor because he's getting married right now, and I'll see you in the next one.